Your journey is very inspiring and fascinating. You have been practicing as a chartered accountant in the United States of America. And what made you to transform this journey from that CA practicing and then coming to the healer and starting these practices in India?
During my first pregnancy is when I got an unpleasant encounter with my health. The doctors surprisingly did not know the cause of why that happens. To me, that was surprising. Like, how can doctors not know what causes it? But I was not satisfied because I didn't want to be on medication. I knew the side effects of having medication over a long period of time. Did my alternative research, try to find online what other natural ways of healing there are. They were giving natural solutions to heal from diseases. I couldn't believe my eyes when I first looked at it. Like, how is this possible? They're saying you can reverse any disease, whereas the doctors say you have to be on lifelong medication for everything. And within a week's time, I noticed that after not taking milk for a week and I stopped taking the medication, nothing happened to me. That was a big aha moment for me because the doctor had said you can't stop it even for one day because then you are going to get those symptoms back. So that's when I realized that this has power and this is not, something that they're just making up, because I experienced it firsthand. And I definitely wanted the world to know more about this so they can heal themselves. They can be their own doctors.
And you talked about the relationship also. Looking into the generations, now the coming generations, the level of accepting others along with their mistakes and the problem is reducing. Even the expectations are very, very high. How your practice is helping into this?
Relationships are extremely complicated in today's day and age. What is happening is people are not happy with anybody around because they're expecting everybody around them to be a clone of themselves, which is highly impossible. Married son and daughter-in-law and a mother-in-law and father-in-law living together, for example. And let me talk from the daughter-in-law's point of view. The way she was living with her parents at her parents' home, she expects the same environment, same everything right here. I just go have fun, I go to my workplace. Even when it comes to financial aspects, my husband's money is my money is also my money. And what the poor mother-in-law is expecting is that a new family member has come, that she understands how we are living. So it's always about her. There is no focus about the other people in the family. The same way, the in-laws, there's this beautiful girl who's just entered our home, and you can't expect her to immediately change the moment she enters. Don't have the expectations of the typical bahu from her as soon as she enters your household. Most of the relationships that are messy because you don't want to give. You want to take. And that's where it is becoming ugly.
Hello everyone. Welcome to the Let's Talk show. Today we have a very, very special guest and we are delighted to welcome Archana Kulkarni ji. Archana is a chartered accountant by profession, but she is a holistic, natural, spiritual healer. So very interesting to know about Archana ji. You are a coach, you are helping so many people that how they can build connection between their soul, mind and their heart. And the most important thing for me, and this is the need of an hour. So today many people are there, they are running to win their bread and butter morning to evening and night, but the less of contentment which we see nowadays. So you are based out of Bangalore and she is a mother of 14 years old daughter, and she is doing a homeschooling.
Yes.
So that's really very fascinating thing, and she is pursuing her passion.
Yes.
Which is very, very rare to see being a parent, So we'll be discussing more about your journey and how do you do and what do you do and how you're helping an individual and a society. So welcome to the podcast, Archana. So my first question,
Thank you so much for having me here. I'm really very excited to be a part of this conversation and really talk about the practical applications. I want to share insights that will benefit your viewers. So that's what I hope for the viewers to get from this session.
Sure, we'll look into it. Your journey is very inspiring and fascinating. You have been practicing as a chartered accountant in the United States of America. And what made you to transform this journey from that CA practicing and then coming to the healer and, starting these practices in India?
So I was in the US working for a big four organization as a chartered accountant. And we moved back way back in 2014. So now I am a health coach and a health educator by passion. So the way this has all come together is so beautiful. So I have always been a health enthusiast. I have always been focused on health. One primary reason for that is that I saw a lot of diseases in my family, in my immediate family and extended family, ranging from heart disease to cancer to diabetes to kidney issues. And as a child, I was wondering, what is it that that is going wrong? Why are these people attracting so many diseases? Is there anything anybody can do to keep these diseases at bay? So as a child, I used to be curious and thinking, so the focus was always there. And my first instance where I got a jolt with my health was during my first pregnancy. So until that point in time, I was eating the best way possible. As much information came my way that, these are the ideal ways of eating. This is how you're going to be able to maintain your health. I was doing all of that. And then during my first pregnancy is when I got the first encounter, an unpleasant encounter with my health. Until that point in time, everything was going really very smooth. And then during pregnancy, I developed preeclampsia, which is a condition in which your blood pressure really goes abnormally high. And I was in the US at that point in time. And the doctors, surprisingly, did not know the cause of why that happens. And in fact, the doctor even took me to a corner of that hospital in the US. And she said, on an average, we know what causes most of these diseases. But preeclampsia is one. It was blank there. They didn't know what causes that. And to me, that was surprising. Like, how can doctors not know what causes it? But, I couldn't do much. And they really scared the hell out of me, saying that, because of such abnormal blood pressure levels, you could get a stroke, you could have this, you could have that. They left me very fearful. So, of course, that didn't go well. And, I lost my first child. And then the second time around when I conceived, it was pretty much the same issue, but we managed it much better. And my daughter was born in the US. And I somehow managed to bring the blood pressure down, although I was on medication for some time. And then when we came back to India, it was life was normal. I was thinking I was eating healthy and all of that. And just before COVID times, I had some acidity issues. So there was burning sensation in my chest area. And I was hopping from one doctor to the other, some of the big hospitals in Bengaluru, and some leading gastroenterologists. And I asked them, what is going wrong? I don't know. I think I'm eating right. And why is this happening? So they had no clue. They were like, it is pretty common. A lot of people taking lifelong medication for this, and you also start one. I was like, I'm too young to be on lifelong medication. And are there any natural ways to heal, to tell me what I'm doing wrong? He's like, no, this is very common. I'm also taking this medication and you take. I was left with no option but to take that medication. And instantly I felt the relief. With that burning sensation. So at least it gave me the symptomatic relief, but I was not satisfied because I didn't want to be on medication. I knew the side effects of having medication over a long period of time. Did my alternative research. I tried to find online what other natural ways of healing there are. And I bumped into a website called sharan.org. And there were aspects about healing naturally, where you can reverse any disease possible without any medications if you follow these food patterns. And it kind of, I actually went there to look out for some, recipes for salads. So they have, on their website, they have a lot of free recipes, interesting recipes that are healthy. So I first went to that website for that. When I saw the other parts of their website, it really came as a shock to me. They were giving solutions, natural solutions to heal from diseases. I couldn't believe my eyes when I first looked at it. Like, how is this possible? They're saying you can reverse any disease, whereas the doctors say you have to be on lifelong medication for everything.
True.
So then I read more into it, and there was another section of that website that really caught my attention. It was about the cruelty to animals. So they were suggesting that one stays away from meat and dairy completely to be able to reverse most of the diseases. Of course, the other factors are involved in that. But so when they talked about dairy and veganism, that was the term that I heard for the first time, and I understood it for the first time. What does veganism mean? I did not know much about it. So when you're abstaining from consuming dairy products and meat is when you are considered a vegan. So that's that is a very good way of maintaining your health. And there, the cruelty aspect, it was mentioned that the cows and buffaloes that you're consuming milk from are not treated very well. They are artificially impregnated, so that throughout their childbearing age, they are producing babies over and over again, their calves. And then they are given a lot of hormonal injections to increase the production of milk. They don't even have enough space to stay in those workplaces. They are so cramped up. It's a filthy atmosphere. And the calves, for me, the most important thing is when I got to know through their website that the calves are separated from the cows and they are kept separately, and they're not given their mother's milk so that we can drink our cup of coffee and tea, right? So that to me was really, really shocking. Like, how can I be a part of this revolution that is so cruel? How can I even indulge in something like that? And so, of course, there were health benefits that they were talking about, that, when you go plant-based, when you don't have consumed dairy and meat, how your health can improve. What I was more attracted to was the fact that, if I don't demand that milk, although I have been a vegetarian for most part of my life, if I don't demand that milk, then the animals are going to suffer less. So for me, that was a bigger benefit of going plant-based. And so that day onwards, it was an overnight decision. A lot of people say, how did you become a vegan? How easy or difficult was it? Don't you crave for these things? Of course, the enticing thing for me was to, be able to reverse whatever I was going through. But a bigger whiffim for me was to, set those cows free and at least not be a part of that cruelty. So I have not looked back. I stopped consuming dairy and dairy basically. And I thought, let me see how that goes. Because when the doctor had prescribed the medication for acidity, one day I don't take that medication and that burning sensation would come back stronger. And so then I thought, let me stop drinking milk and see how that works. And within a week's time, I noticed that after not taking milk for a week and I stopped taking the medication, nothing happened to me. That was a big aha moment for me because the doctor had said, you can't stop it even for one day because then you are going to get those symptoms back. So for me, it was like a small victory. It was not small, it was big because I was going through a lot with that. So, and also around COVID times, I went through IBS. So every time it's an irritable bowel syndrome, which is a digestive disorder. So I was eating food and then I had to go use the restroom. And this continued for about 3-4 months. And I was hopping again from doctor to doctor and nobody was able to give me any help. None of them were able to tell me why this is happening, nor were they able to give me something that would actually stop it. So I was like literally fed up. And I also had blood pressure issues. So when I started implementing this lifestyle where I was having more raw foods and, abstaining from milk, I noticed that all these problems vanished. So that's when I realized that this has power and this is not, something that they're just making up, because I experienced it firsthand. And I definitely wanted the world to know more about this so they can heal themselves. They can be their own doctors. But again, I would recommend whatever medications you are on, you don't have to stop the medications yourself. Do it under your doctor's supervision. Your numbers themselves will talk a lot about your health quotient, and then they will do what needs to be done. You don't have to start or stop or taper your medications on your own. So that was a wonderful, wonderful moment for me. And that's when I decided that I want to spread this world. And so then I got a certification in nutrition and certification in life coaching, so that I'm going to be able to spread the word, educate people about how they can heal themselves.
Very nice.
And this is not just something that I like doing. This is my passion. This is my calling. So this is the purpose of my life I have discovered. So I really want to spread the word.
I really loved the way you said, this is my calling and this is my purpose of my life. So on various occasions, whenever I go to management colleges to give my talk, and I used to talk to the people, and I talk a lot on this topic, do you know about your calling? Do you know about your purpose? Many people, they spend their life and they go from the world, but they're unable to think and even discover their callings. I'm happy that you are talking about this. Something actually which is much, much deeper inside you, changed you, and you would like to bring this to the people to change themselves for the better cause, for the spirit, the healing, and how to live a healthy life. So my next question to you, that you completely transform this, the help yourself to a healthy life and the right, the selection of the food. How this become a foundation and the protocol for the follow-up for you over a period of time?
Yeah, so first of all, health is really, really important. A lot of us don't even realize until that health is just taken away from us unknowingly, right? So health is why we are all here. You may be having the most expensive cars, the most expensive homes that you're living in, but if you're not healthy and you are not feeling that lightness and that vibrancy, none of that will make any difference to you, right? Your loved ones also will not make any difference to you. It doesn't matter how many people love you in your family. If you're not feeling well, you're not going to be able to experience their love also. So health is like at the core of everything we do. But it's so unfortunate that we pay attention to so many things, but we don't pay attention to our health. So going plant-based, a lot of people may not understand the nuances of going plant-based. So basically what going plant-based means is you are not eating anything obtained from an animal. So whether it is the animal meat, which is your chicken, mutton, pork, fish and other things, and also your milk, right? Milk, paneer, cheese, butter, ghee, all those things that are coming from animals. Staying away from them, there is enough research published in the medical world about the impact that going plant-based has, the positive impact it has on your health.
Yeah.
So definitely those are things that really go a long way in making you experience amazing health. And also health is holistic. We all think health is what we eat, health is just exercise and running, but health is beyond that. If you've ever noticed, there are people who are doing all the right things. They're probably eating the healthiest foods. They're sourcing it from the most amazing organic stores and all of that. But when they are not feeling okay mentally and emotionally, it doesn't translate into, great, robust physical health for you. So that mental peace is very, very, very important. Where there is peace in your relationships, there is peace that you're experiencing with yourself. It's not just with people, incidents, and events in your life that you have a problem with, but a lot of times we have a problem with ourselves. That's something that people don't even realize. They're so busy with achievements and going and running and doing your daily chores and, fulfilling your responsibilities that you don't even take a step back to think, is there some quiet reflection time that I need to give myself to see if I'm happy with myself, right? Those factors also play a long way in maintaining your mental peace, your stability, your emotions, which in turns it impacts your health. So physical, mental, emotional, spiritual health is the protocol that I have. That's why I call it holistic. If you're just focused on one aspect of health, you are not going to be able to achieve the holistic health. That is amazing to experience. You just have to experience it at least for some time, and you'll be so addicted to it that you would not want to live any other way. So yeah, going plant-based, eating more raw foods, and of course maintaining your sense of peace no matter what the situation is around you really goes a long way in maintaining, at least it has helped me come back.
Very, very interestingly, how things and thoughts are very similar. A few months back, I was talking to the director of IIM, and let me take his name. He is Professor Dr. Himanshu Rai. He is a director of IIM in IIM Indore. So he told me very, very interesting thing, what you are also quoting here, that Pankaj, a healthy person needs 100 and 1,000 things, but a person who is sick, he needs only one thing, that is called the good health. And in your experience, your thoughts which you are sharing, you are touching so many chords here, very, very deeper chords. And you talked about the relationship also. This is the problem people are going through. The patience level and the tolerability is very, very less. Looking into the generations, now the coming generations, the level of accepting others along with their mistakes and the problem is reducing. And even the expectations are very, very high. And the level of anxiety, depression, understanding each other, compromising certain things to continue with the relationship is decreasing. How your practice is helping into this?
There is a lot of spiritual lessons I used in my education, holistic education and coaching that I offer. So once you understand, so there are problems with people. So generally why people are stressed, I've thought deeply about it, and through my counseling sessions also I get to know firsthand what are their issues. So they are having issues with the events in their life. Either they may have had happened in the past, or they're happening currently, or they're fearful of the future. This could happen. They are not happy mostly with the people. They are like, this, and they could be ranging from different relationships, like a spousal relationship, right from a spousal relationship to a relationship with your parents, relationship with your in-laws, relationship with your children, relationship with your siblings, your co-workers at work, your neighbors, your extended family. So what is happening is people are not happy with anybody around because they're expecting everybody around them to be a clone of themselves, which is highly impossible to happen. What they're not understanding is that that's not even possible. Let's just take an example of parents and children, right? So our generation, children and our parents. So they are not happy with how they are, they're a generation before you. And so they have their certain ideologies and ways of thinking. So, married son and daughter-in-law and a mother-in-law and father-in-law living together, for example. It's amazing that when I go for walks in my community also, I see groups of people, like 2 women or 2-3 women talking about, मेरी बहू ने ये कर दिया आज, मेरी सास ने ऐसे कर दिया. तो वो ट्रेनिंग चलता रहता है कि आप उनको क्यों नहीं बोलते, ऐसे कर दो आज, वो तो सीधी हो जाएंगी. So what is happening? Let me just talk from the point of view of a mother-in-law, because this is one problem. I'm just giving an example. This is one problem that is a part of every household. And that poor son is just sandwiched between the mother and the wife. So the parents, they are expecting. Let me talk from the daughter-in-law's point of view. Yeah. So she is newly wed into this family. She's come here and she expects her ways, right? The way she was living with her parents at her parents' home, she expects the same environment, same everything right here. So she was waking up very late in her mother's place. And so she expects, like, I'm able to continue to be this. So there were no responsibilities in my mother's house. The mother probably tried and failed, but she expects the same life here at her mother-in-law's house. So, there is expectations from the daughter-in-law that I be treated this way. I don't lose my independence. I have the freedom to wear what I want, wake up at whatever time I want. And then there is food prepared by my mother-in-law and kept ready. I just go have fun. I go to my workplace. I have fun with my husband. There are no restrictions, absolutely. And then even when it comes to financial aspects, my husband's money is my money. My money is also my money. And in-laws, I mean, it is amazing to see the matrimonial sites, in the newspapers, where they'll be clearly written that I don't want to be married to the person who has parents living with us. So that's their first condition. They should have a lot of property. They should, be financially very independent, and I should have the freedom to do whatever I want to do. So, this is really going in the other direction. And what the poor mother-in-law is expecting is that a new family member has come, that she understands how we are living. Of course, there will be space for her to, live the way she is living also. But there has to be certain understanding of how this home is operating, how I can contribute, how I can develop, better relationships. So it's always about her. There is no focus about the other people in the family. The same way, the in-laws, there's this beautiful girl who's just entered our home, right? She has had certain ways of living and thinking so far. And you can't expect her to immediately change the moment she enters. So this understanding has to be from both fronts. If one person is understanding, the other person is just taking advantage of it, that also doesn't work. So give her the time and the freedom to settle down. Don't have the expectations of the typical bahu from her as soon as she enters your household. What a lot of mothers-in-law do is that they have these set of expectations. They expect the daughter-in-law to be following that protocol without first establishing that bond of trust and love, right? Even if you want to make a few changes in the way she's operating, your daughter-in-law, first you shower all the love on her, welcome her, show that you are her biggest fan, her admirer. You've spent so many years taking care of your son and making the choicest of foods for him. Why don't you take a shift and say, Bahu kya khana chahegi, when she's newly come to your home. So what I'm saying is there has to be focus on the bond and the trust and the relationship versus your roles and responsibilities. The mother-in-law is so insecure. I am blessed with an extremely amazing mother-in-law. She's been amazing from the day we've been married. But I've seen a lot of households, they feel not so happy when the son is taking the daughter-in-law out. How come he didn't ask me? I also would have loved to go.
True.
These are small things. They appear to be very small, but they really become very big, and they really spoil the atmosphere at home. So when the understanding is coming from the mother-in-law, they're newlywed. Of course, they want to be by themselves, get to know themselves better, spend some quality time with each other. Then that expectation will not come. Right? You've spent enough time with your son. Now it's time to let him fly. Let him be, immersed in that relationship. Relationships are extremely complicated in today's day and age, right? It's not as simple. Today they're married, tomorrow they could be divorced. So there is so much pressure on the couple who are newly married as well to really get to know each other, to really, build that bond and trust. So the mothers need to understand, let the children fly. You are lucky you're living in the same house as them. What more do you expect? And the same thing for the daughter-in-law. Your mother-in-law has worked all her life. It's time for you to take charge. Your job is not just to go to the office and come back home and treat your home as a hotel.
True.
And your in-laws to be the people serving you, right? Because you've been used to that kind of living in your mother's house, don't expect the same thing here. Have some, your desire to give. That desire to give is not there. It's not just a parent and child relationship or husband-wife relationship. Most of the relationships that are messy because you don't want to give. You want to take. And that's where it is becoming ugly.
True. So what I feel, in our system, custom and the rituals, we do not have anything who will come and educate on all these things. And these are very, very important nuances till the time things will not go wrong. Everything feels really very rosy-cozy. But here I see a lot of support is really needed, and the understanding from both the sides are really required. It is said in English that the way you do anything is the way you do everything.
Yes.
A mother-in-law who has not seen that all the rosy-cozy thing, she expects that when my daughter-in-law will come, I'll do this, I'll do that, I'll impose this, that, and all those things. A girl is coming from a very different mindset.
Yes.
Because what her mother-in-law taught her throughout the life, she will be going to implement. And I see a newly married girl, in the initial days of the marriage, she is absolutely in the coaching over a phone with the mother and the parental side. So this is something which one need to really understand. We should have someone who can really coach them, who can really guide them and tell them that this is something which you need to really understand at both the ends. Another important thing, the poor guy in between is the husband. Yes. He cannot leave mother, and he cannot 100% choose wife, and he cannot say no to the wife also. She left everything for you and like this. So our society has been like this only. Earlier I saw a girl coming to the new house, coming with a complete different mindset, and she get adjusted to the things and other thing because of the level of adjustment, tolerability, compromise and all those things. Nowadays this is quite decreasing because people don't have time, because we are shifting. Husband and wife both are working. Earlier the only woman used to take care of the home, kids, food and everything. Now it's completely changed. She is also equally earning. If your CTC is 20 lakhs, my CTC is also 25 lakhs, and she sometime may be the upper also compared to the boy. And she is open to take independent decisions. So I was talking recently to someone, the way you said that the person said that, I know the girl, but she is ready to marry me. But she said that you can't live with the parents. I want a different house. I want everything. I want a freedom. I am also working. You are also working. Why we should live with the parents? Think from the perspective of a parent. They were thinking about the bride will come, daughter-in-law will come. We will do this. We will do that. So I think a lot of mismatch, a lot of things are really required here. One more important question here, which says that what is that the most important health myth is there in the society and community where you really help in terms of taking care of those nuances?
So protein is one thing that is really hyped about in today's medical world, that you need to have protein and you need to have protein. So there is a lot of, and you need to eat meat. You need to have dairy because to meet your protein requirements is what is believed often. And, there is a lot of protein in plants. You take fruits, you take vegetables, you take green leafy vegetables, you take millets, you take sprouts, nuts and seeds, all of these things, lentils, dals, chickpeas. There's just so many plant alternatives for protein that will not only meet your requirement of your daily, meet your daily protein requirements, but it will be more than what you will ever need. So that is one myth that I really want to talk about. In fact, a lot of the diseases that are happening in today's day and age is because of the protein overload. Kidney disease, gout, allergies, a lot of acidity is all happening because of excess protein. Our bodies are not designed to handle so much protein, particularly coming from animals. We are herbivores, and our digestive system is very different when compared to an omnivore or a carnivore. So we are not designed to digest such heavy foods, and that takes a toll on your kidneys. And you will see, go to any hospitals and you ask them, what is it that you did? What was your lifestyle like, and why did you end up in a situation like this? And most of them you'll notice them saying that, I was having protein supplements, I was having chicken, mutton, and I was, of course there was a lot of stress, because stress also plays a big role in impacts your blood pressure and your kidney functioning and all of that. But they were eating all heavy protein eaters. So you really don't need the protein supplements. You don't need the protein powders that as instructed by the gym instructors. So you just need to eat natural foods the way Mother Nature has given you, and you will be perfectly fine. So that is definitely one thing that is hyped, I feel, in today's day and age. And just coming back to your point about the adjustments in the family and stuff like that, I think there has to be discussions in terms of what needs to happen before marriage and what these different relationship dynamics mean. And as you rightly pointed out, the girl's mother is the one in taking decisions for the family. The girl just picks up the phone and says, "Mummy, आज ये हुआ, वो हुआ, मेरी सास ने ऐसे बोला, मेरे पति ने ऐसे बोला." बच्ची, तुम उनको ऐसे बोल देना. You take control, you take charge. So a house that is run by the girl's mother is less likely to be successful, because it's a wise mother is going to tell her daughter, you are going to that new household. You've had differences with us. It's not been, rosy with us also. There will be disconnects. There will be misunderstandings. Just the way you have treated us. If there is something that you don't agree with, you talk. The same way, they are your new set of parents now. So, discuss with them, give them the respect for the position that they have in the family. And you will be fine, You don't have to have your say in everything. And that's the thing that I would tell people, that the husband also should give the right place to his wife and to his mother, so that the conflicts appear less. Because why I'm emphasizing on this is that food is one aspect, but the bigger aspect that is impacting people's health are these relationships. There's absolutely no peace in any household. So many fronts, there is so much disturbance happening. So a little bit of understanding, a little bit of adjustments, that you're, of course, two people coming together itself is so challenging in today's day and age. When you're coming together with a family, other family members, there has to be maturity in dealing with situations.
Interesting. Now my another important question. By the way, for all the viewers, we will be putting, all the links to connect with Archana ji for your own spiritual healing and health and this thing. You can reach out to her and take help from the various problems which you probably going through into your life, health related issues, mental, physical and emotional health.
I would like to give you a brief update on what happens in my programs. So you will get practical insights about your food, how you should eat, what you should eat, your daily food chart, and everything related to food, including recipes. You should also expect a lot of emotional and mental healing techniques and tools, and the importance of healing and relationship, focus on relationships, so that you are able to experience that deep peace from within, which will translate into amazing physical health for you. So a lot of times we know exactly what we're supposed to be doing, but since there is no community, there is no accountability, we end up, postponing things that we're supposed to do on some pretext or the other. A lot of times we come up with a lot of excuses as well. So this is a platform where we'll be doing things together, whether it is meditation, whether it is gratitude journaling, whether it is yoga, sunbathing, sun gazing, whatever is required to be done on a day-to-day basis, we'll all do it together. So that way there will be no chances of you not doing it. So there are fewer chances that you're not going to experience the robust health that you are you've come here to experience. So don't leave it to chance. Join this group immediately, and you are going to experience a different version of yourself. I'm looking forward to seeing you on the other side. Thank you.
So my next question to in this context, how this mental and emotional health has an impact on the physical health.
As I was mentioning, if you're not stable mentally, if you're not experiencing deep peace within, your emotional setup is not right. Your relationships are not healed. So there is a lot of mental disturbance. So what happens in the physical body is that your cortisol levels are elevated, the stress hormones. As a result of which, your physical, physically what you're experiencing are going to be a host of different things. Like you will not be able to sleep well. Your blood pressure will go up. Your heart rate will go up. Your sugar spikes will happen to give you that instant energy when you're, experiencing those stress levels. Your digestion goes for a complete toss. You are not able to digest that food, as a result of which there is acidity, there is bloating. And, you're not able to sleep well. You're not able to empty your bowels because the digestion has not worked well. So what does that result in? A lot of accumulation of toxins in the body over a period of time. So stress 1 day, 2 days, it's all a part of life, so it's okay. But extended periods of, chronic stress really impacts it impacts your moods, it impacts your digestion. And digestion is like the mother of everything, right? If you're not able to digest what you're eating, and you may be eating the most amazing foods, it doesn't make a difference. So there is a saying that, my guru always talks about that, आपके पेट को आपके पॉकेट में कितने पैसे उससे मतलब नहीं है. उसको तो इतना ही मतलब है कि मैं जितना पचा सकूँ उतना ही दे दो मुझे. आपके पास बहुत सारे रुपए होंगे. Just because you have a ton of money, you want to eat the most expensive things, the things that you shouldn't, heavy things that you shouldn't be eating. तो वो पेट बोलता है मुझे आपके पैसों से कुछ संबंध नहीं है. मुझे जो मैं पचता है मेरे लिए जो सही है आप वही देना मुझे. So those kind of things, right? Similarly, no matter how well you're eating, if you are stressed out, it completely washes out everything. So then it defeats the whole purpose of, anything. And then, of course, you are going to be sick very soon. So that maintaining that mental and emotional peace, having harmony in relationships, it starts with that. Harmony in relationship with yourself and others. So there are 3 powerful universal spiritual laws that I have been following in my life. And I want the viewers to know about this.
Please.
So the first one being unconditional. This has, of course, been taught by my guru, my spiritual guru. So unconditional love to yourself and everybody in your life. Unconditional forgiveness to yourself and to everybody around you. And unconditional acceptance of yourself and people in your life. So these 3 principles, universal laws, spiritual laws, are so powerful and very, very simple, but very, very powerful.
Can you repeat this for us?
Yeah, sure. So unconditional love so whatever the 3 laws that I'm talking is for yourself and the world, everybody around you. So unconditional love, unconditional acceptance, and unconditional forgiveness. So what does the word unconditional mean? It means there are no conditions attached to it. So for example, unconditional love, normally what do? If this person loves me, I'm going to love him back. If this person treats me badly, I'm going to treat this person badly. Right? If this person accepts me, I'll accept this person. If this person forgives me, I forgive that person. So there should be no conditions attached to it. It should be unconditional. Unconditional acceptance, for example. You are accepting situations, events, and people just the way they are. So how can that contribute to your overall peace? See, what happens is that we are expecting people to change. We are expecting situations to change. We are expecting people to change. And that is the biggest cause of stress in our lives. Do you agree with that?
Absolutely, 100%.
You are not happy with your spouse. You're not happy with your children. You want them to change these things. And then you are going on stressing about it. Do this, change this, do this differently. Why don't you listen to me? Particularly in a parent-child relationship, it becomes extreme. And with teenage kids, it becomes extremely stressful that they don't seem to understand your point of view. You don't seem to understand their point of view. As a result of which, there is constant conflict, right? So as a parent, there is only so much you can do in terms of guiding them. First, you can be the shining example in their lives. The things that you want them to change. Are you that person yourself first? right? That's an important question to ask. If you are not the person you are asking them to be, then they don't have any role model to follow, right? Even if you are that person, and through your gentle guidance, you can only gently guide them, right? What we think is, if we are getting angry with our children, for example, they are going to change. They are going to be scared of us and they are going to be changed. But that change is not going to be permanent. They could be pretending to be doing it in front of you, but that change is not going to be lasting. So as a parent, you can only gently guide them. You can walk them through the repercussions of their actions. And, tell them that, share your life experiences in terms where you have failed through those values or through those habits or whatever the case may be. You can only gently guide them. When you are expecting them to change, no matter what happens, I'm going to wake up every morning and keep repeating the same things and expecting that change, it's not going to happen. But when you accept, these are my children, and these are their shortcomings, and they are trying hard to overcome them. Once I make peace with it, right? For example, I'm a mother of a 14-year-old. There are times when I'm constantly telling her, and sometimes it doesn't get registered quickly. So for me, I think I have done the job of a parent in gentle ways, in nice ways, in ways where I'm giving her a lot of examples, not judging her. Without judging her that you are this, you are that. I understand where you're coming from. I understand where you're struggling, what habits you're struggling with. But, try this way. Do something different where you'll be able to be excited to do those things that you don't want to do. So all these gentle things I'm talking to her, and still it is not able to produce the result. I take a step back at that point in time, saying that I have done my part. And it's not that I'm going to stop, but at least I'm not going to create stress in my life about that. Why is this person not changing? The person is not going to change unless that person really wants to change. That's one thing we all need to understand. Nobody is going to change, no matter how close that relationship is, because you want them to change. They will change when they are ready for it. So a sense of detachment has to be there, where no matter what happens, okay, my child is going through these habit formation difficulties. Whatever is the outcome of that, I'm okay with it. When you are detached, there is more likelihood that habit formation happens versus that constant friction of rubbing. So what happens is the child becomes distant from you. Then the child stops sharing things with you. So for no reason, it is a good intention that you're having. You understand? It's a well-intentioned act of constantly reminding your child, and then it's of course causing a lot of friction. But once you take a step back, you will realize that the child will be more receptive and you will have a better relationship. At no cost should you ever damage the relationship with your child. Once that is damaged, even if you're doing it with the best of intentions, then they start seeing you less approachable. And when that happens, then there is a huge wall between you and your child. So that's where acceptance, for example, unconditional acceptance plays a role. Like, you have done your part. Now you have accepted that my child is like this. Although I'm blessed with an amazing daughter, I'm just giving an example. Most people face this with the children. मेरी बात मानती ही नहीं है, मेरा point समझती ही नहीं है. So अब देखो आप इतना stress ले रहे हो उस चीज़ के लिए. There is a lot of stress in your life because your child is not changing. What happens when you just accept? जो कुछ होगा हम हैं साथ को. That's what I tell. Whatever happens, we are there in it together.
Yeah, true. बहुत मुश्किल है. I think this is next to impossible. The thought which you are sharing, कि create that detachment into the attachment. Attachment is there, but creating that detachment for some time, allow that person to take their own decisions. I feel here in this kind of scenarios, give the understanding these things are possible. This may happen if you don't take care of you, if you don't wake up early, if you don't go for walk, if you don't go for exercising another thing, and let the decision leave on them.
Yes.
At least you will be absolutely into that kind of relationship with them in the communication. So this is the most difficult thing, and the most difficult and most important.
Yes.
I would say, to both the things, to get detached from the kids. And this is something the most of the parents are going through the problem here. They wanted their kid to become something which they could not become in the life, and there the entire thing happens. And they have, the all the expectation from the kid कि मैं अगर IAS नहीं बन पाया तो मेरा बेटा IAS बनना चाहिए, मैं अगर ये डॉक्टर नहीं बन पाया तो मेरा बेटा डॉक्टर बना। उसको डॉक्टर बनाना है, ठोक पे बनाना है, पीट के बनाना है, उसको कोचिंग एलन दिलवाना है, यहाँ भिजवाना है, उसको करवाना है, और उस चक्कर में सारी रिलेशनशिप, सारा कुछ, एवरीथिंग इज ऑन स्टैक. They don't. Yes, please go ahead.
So the two things I want to talk here. First of all, how is it fair to impose your dreams and your aspirations and your passions on somebody else? Your child is a completely new, different individual altogether. His strengths are different, his passions are different. For example, my daughter is a Bharatanatyam dancer, and she started showing interest in that art form from a very early age. And we encouraged her to pursue that fully, because it needs a lot of time. The skill that she has and the passion that she has, if you're not able to give a lot of time to it, then you remain mediocre with it. And we were thrilled as parents to understand that she has this passion, and we encouraged her. Of course, we waited for her to be ready for that decision to be homeschooled, because she was missing the school environment, her friends and teachers and all of that. We didn't even impose that. Although we believe that homeschooling is the right thing for her, we left even though she was a little girl herself. It's not like she's an adult where she's able to make those decisions. But even the small girl that she was, we allowed her the freedom. As parents, we can only guide her, right? We can tell her that we think that this is the best thing for you. You don't have to worry about the world and what everybody else is doing. You just follow your passion and your skill, and the whole world is yours. But she, as a small child, had her own apprehensions about being homeschooled. So when you're in your example, मैं IAS officer नहीं बन सका, आप बनो. उसके dreams और aspirations अलग है, उसके skills अलग है. First of all, that is not fair to impose. And what was the other point you said?
So whatever they could not achieve in their life, they feel that the kid will, and because of which, all relationships and everything. Yeah.
So relationship, उसमें what you are understanding, what your most parents are failing to understand is that relationship is so precious. Even though matters are not going exactly the way you would have ideally liked for it to go. But understand that your child, you are not the owner of your child. You are just a guardian. You are a caretaker. You are their best well-wisher. Right? Beyond that, you can't be taking decisions for them. Right? So once you allow them to take their own decisions, another thing that happens is, if they are going in the direction that you have laid out for them, if it works out, great. If it doesn't work out, then they are going to find fault with you. कि पापा मम्मी आपकी वजह से मुझे इंटरेस्ट भी नहीं था ये सब चीज़ें करने में, आपकी वजह से ये हुआ. And as a parent, I would feel extremely guilty, right? If you are being pointed fingers at for the damage that you caused your, not anybody else's, but your own child's life, how is that ever going to give you peace? So you should allow the children, your job as a parent is to guide them, to say, because they've not seen life as much as you have seen. So these are the pros, these are the cons of these decisions, based on your skills, your passion, and the support that you have. And also, introduce them to the world, that the real world, when they are all grown up, when they are supposed to have their professions and they are supposed to make their living. So what happens in that world? How easy or difficult it is at that point in time? What are some of the choices that they can make? So this is all that you can do. But the decision making ultimately has to be taken by your child.
True. There is a philosopher called Khalil Gibran. Khalil Gibran says very interestingly in one of his poems regarding the child and parent relationship. He said that your children are through you, but they are not from you. They are not because of you. And he said that there are different souls. They have their own journey. They have their own choices to make, the way you are telling it. And this is important for to understand for each and every parent.
Yes.
Another important thing in a family is nowadays, because of the television and because of the social media, parents don't tell a lot of stories. Earlier days, they used to share a lot of small stories of Bhagwan Shri Ram, or maybe Chhatrapati Shivaji, Maharana Pratap. These stories has its own meaning. So if mother is there with the kid, if grandmother is there with the kid, they are sleeping with them and talking to them, that's the best time to share small stories. So this is something, which probably give them the different perspective. So on one way is forcing the things to them, another way is giving them the options, multiple options available, like a buffet. They let them pick and choose, but you keep all the healthy things for them.
Yes.
You have all the dishes available for them, but let them choose, pick and choose. Whatever they will pick and choose, they will become.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm happy that you are a good combination of medical science, and you talked about a lot of things about the hormones also. You talk about cortisol. You talked about that serotonin and maybe transmitters and all those things. You also spoke about that the gut, how important is the gut, and in the medical science it is said that your gut is your second brain.
Second brain, yeah.
So how your brain produces the neurotransmitter and the neurochemicals because of which you feel the way you feel. Similarly, your gut is also the important thing. The gut is called the second brain.
Yes.
Yeah, you were saying something.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, it is, and gut is where all the activity is happening. And with these negative emotions, as it is, there is a lot of stress. If you were to two parents working, there's a lot of stress at the workplace because it's, unfortunately, it is not supposed to be that way, but it's about who is better than the other kind of a thing that happens at the workplace, right? Everybody's trying to pull you down. There's so much of politics happening at the workplace. But at least the home should be a place. I mean, I have views about how to make that life also very beautiful, but I'll probably not be able to cover it in this episode. But at least on the home front, why can't you let it be a beautiful environment where you're not judged, where you're accepted for who you are? At workplace, you are a completely different person, right? You are not the person you are at home. You are trying to please everybody. You are trying to be the best person possible, although you really hate the person in front of you. But at least at home, be yourself. Accept all the family members the way they are. And that's where the peace will flow from one person to the other. And the whole atmosphere becomes so powerful. So I conduct morning sessions for my community people. And there I was talking about these aspects of forgiveness and acceptance. And there was this lady who spoke just recently to me. And she said, we were living in the same household, me, my husband, my son, and my in-laws. We've been living together. And since COVID times, and the last time I spoke to my mother-in-law face-to-face, although we are living under the same roof, we eat from the same kitchen and all of that, was before COVID. So it has been 4 or 5 years. And when I spoke to her about the importance of, in-laws, they have their place. You have your spouse because of all the sacrifices they have made. You as a parent know how much effort goes into raising a child. And they have done exactly that. And at least we are all comfortably placed today. In that generation, they were not that well off financially, right? Single person earning and money was not easily available as much as it is today. So they really worked hard to bring a few children. Today, at least it's 1 or 2 children. Those times there were more than 2 children. So the kind of sacrifices they made, and they did whatever they did to the best of their ability. You may find fault with the parenting style they had, but no parent wants to be a bad parent. They're doing the best they can. So once you understand that, and once you have the respect for that relationship, they are the elders in the family, right? They are the ones, they're like the glue that bring everybody together. So once you give that, you have that perspective and give them that position, everything is going to improve. And recently she started implementing these things and every day on a day-to-day basis. And she was also saying that my food is very different and my mother-in-law expects me to make different foods. I said, it's not very difficult. You're just steaming your vegetables. The way you are eating is just simple, lightly, conservatively cooked vegetables. You make the choicest of foods for them. And simply on the side, you can just do a small tadka for yourself. It's not that difficult. So when she started implementing these things on Mother's Day that just went by, she said, for the first time, Archana, I looked straight into my mother-in-law's eyes and I gave her, they exchanged some emotional moments. And mother-in-law started sharing things about her times and how easy or like she was really opening her heart to her daughter-in-law after many, many years. And you know what the son told her? She has a 10-year-old son, I think. And he said, Mom, the atmosphere at home is so beautiful. When you and Aji are talking, I don't feel the toxicity anymore. It's so much lighter. I feel so happy. So the children can feel the energy that's building up in the house, right? So that's how important it is for your peace of mind, for your the flow of energy to happen smoothly.
I might take away from this, the last piece what you shared, that your child is going through some problem in the school in the study and understanding the subject and the topic. This is very absolutely new for them. At least at home, you give them the kind of hug, kind of love, kind of appreciation. Say, for example, someone is working in office. We do not know what is going on in office.
Yes.
A lot of struggles, problems, judgments, opinions about people, expectations, deliverables. And in the family also, if you don't give them the space, the acceptance, the kind of, the cordial relationship, and that's the most important thing. In my sessions, I always used to tell people that the world is going through something called ADS, Appreciation Deficit Syndrome. So at least if you are finding that person is not good in 10 things, at least find out the one thing where you can really appreciate that person.
You hit the nail on the head.
Exactly. Yeah, and telling that person that I really love the way you are doing this. And I tell this to the young leaders that whenever you are meeting your people, your team members for the first time in a day, do not start your discussion with the last non-performance what they did. Start something, which you observe him, something very unique, and appreciate that person. Hey, your dressing sense is very good. Your color combination is always very inspiring. I need to learn this. How do you do this? You see the glitter in the eyes.
Yes.
Last month I visited along with you with that customer. You talked with that customer, and that customer really opened a discussion and he offered a coffee and we spent good time, quality time with them. Yes. How do you build the relationship? Can you please make me learn, and to other team members also? You see that the kind of promise, the kind of that person will feel happy. So find out that one good thing genuinely and appreciate that person genuinely will change entire scenario. Because if you need to work for whole day with that person, your acceptance has to be there. Absolutely. Otherwise, he will be there with you physically, mentally, he must be having non-acceptance for you. So this is something, which is very, very important.
You really brought out a very important point. Mm-hmm. The way humans function is that they want acceptance, they want to belong, they want to be liked, right? And we are surrounded by all kinds of people. You may like certain things about a few people, you may not like. But the important thing is to focus on things that you genuinely appreciate about somebody and make it known to them. True. I always make it a point, no matter who is around me, I'll find out a few things great about that person. And again, this has to be genuine. You're not making something up to really reach the other person emotionally. When you are expressing that, it makes that person feel liked. It helps that person open up to you. And it helps you have that possibility to have a positive relationship with that person. People I notice are usually very, very miserly when it comes to sharing kind words. There is so much of insecurity, there is so much of jealousy that people experience. Yes. Like, particularly in the women I see, somebody is looking really beautiful, somebody is wearing a nice sari. They'll just look and they'll just keep quiet. How does it hurt to just say that you're looking beautiful? Or, I love the way you kept your home. Or, I love the fact that you're working and you have achieved all these things. Any of these things, any of the things that you really truly appreciate about anybody, I always tell people, you should never keep it to yourself. You should be waiting for an opportunity where I can bring some sweetness in that person's life, because that person is as it is going through a lot. We don't even know what that person is going through. Maybe this one thing, that genuine appreciation that you're giving, is probably going to make his day, and that positivity is going to rub it off to somebody else. True. And then you are creating a cycle of positive people. See, and it doesn't cost much. Your beautiful smile, your one word of genuine appreciation can make the whole world a beautiful place. And these are such small things, we don't even pay attention to them. Right? We feel that if you are praising somebody else, I was just discussing this with somebody. If I am praising somebody else, it doesn't mean I am not that. It in fact means you are more of that. We hold it back because we are so insecure. Yeah. So whatever it is, that even if it's a habit, a value that you appreciate in somebody, and it becomes particularly important, as you rightly said, because at home there is still some bond and understanding and all of that. But at work, it's a completely different ballgame altogether.
Yes. So I am into the sales training and coaching also. So there are 2-3 examples which I always used to give. I met a doctor, around 78 years old doctor in Hyderabad, some Dr. S.B. Rao, way back, I think 10 to 12 years back, along with my sales team and these people. I saw this doctor was sitting in his clinic with the tie, jacket and suit and everything. And he was so energetic at 9:45 in the evening. And probably we were the last people to meet him. We entered in his clinic and I saw something very different. I asked my colleague to please don't discuss anything about our product or selling anything. I said, doctor, I would like to appreciate one thing in you. He said, what is that? Then I said, doctor, the way you are sitting here in this attire and so much energy you are, we are learning, we are feeling that energy with you. And the doctor, what he told me? He told me, gentlemen, from last 78 years, I'm into the practice and all those things. I'm sitting like this only. And till date, there was no one who came and appreciated me the way you are appreciating me. I said, this is something. He said that you made my day.
Yes.
So for the first time, somebody is coming. Small thing, the natural observations, and which changed everything. Another important thing in Gujarat, there was a lady, neurologist, senior neurologist. I met that lady, a damn beautiful lady, wearing a pink color of sari, and she was looking so gorgeous that day. Suddenly, I told her, madam, you are looking superbly, beautiful, and you're looking very gorgeous. And my salespeople are looking at me, sir, meeting for the first time, and he is giving that kind of compliment. What may happen? That lady looked at me and she smiled, and she said, are you flirting with me? I said, I don't know what is flirting, but this is something good I found in you. It's my job to really appreciate. She felt so good. And some conversation, she asked me about from where you are, what is this and all these things. And after that, she started prescribing this is your byproduct. Other things are, definitely going to come if you just notice the natural things in the people. So your one appreciation can change the entire mindset of the people, even for the world of that particular day. So for that moment, you are into that world, and the discussion and the communication with that person may change everything.
Yes.
So that is why there is a philosopher who said, the way you look at things, the things you look at change. So small things makes a big difference.
Absolutely.
It's not that big thing you do. Many company people, they give a lot of sponsorships to the doctor, and which is there for the limited period of time. But these are the natural things which you can observe, and then and there you can really appreciate people, which makes a big difference.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So Archana ji, my next question to you, how someone can effectively manage the stress? Because the most important thing, the society and community and an individual going through a lot of stress into day-to-day life.
So, as I mentioned previously, these universal spiritual laws of love, acceptance, and forgiveness. Let me quickly touch upon forgiveness, because that's a big part of our overall stress levels. So, there are so many events that happen. There are so many people who speak ill, speak to us rudely, according to us. But from that person's point of view, that person is just doing the right thing. So whatever the case may be, there is a lot of resentment and anger that we hold within ourselves about that event, incident, or that person. And we are constantly reminded of that person and the incident and how that person treated you and all of that. And we are sending negative energy to that person कि उसका ऐसा हो, इतना गंदा किया है उसने मेरे साथ, and you are sending such negative vibrations to that person. But what we don't realize is those vibrations are being absorbed and experienced by us first. They may probably not even reach that person, but you are living in that resentment and anger and that extreme negative bitterness within yourself. So you are going to be the one suffering and not the other person, right? That person has done what he or she has done. But how you are receiving it is totally up to you. You cannot change what that person has done. But why do you want to punish yourself for something that somebody else has done? Right? That person has done the meanest thing, the rudest thing he has ever told you. But why would you punish yourself? Because when you are experiencing anger and resentment towards that person, you are suffering and that person is not suffering. And another thing I want to tell about forgiveness, per the theory of karma, every person, every incident, every event that is happening in your life has been predestined. So two souls come together and they make an agreement before they assume the bodily form that this is the experience you are going to give me because I want to learn this lesson. And you in turn give me this experience so that I can learn the lessons I've come to experience in this lifetime. So that's a mutual agreement two souls have. Once we assume the bodily form, we forget all about it. And then there is just only blame, right? This person, how can I forgive this person? He has done such mean things. He has really ruined my life. He has absolutely made, worthless human being out of me. And how is that possible? How can I forgive? But you don't these things are not happening by accident. These are meant to happen. So in the spiritual world, everything, every person, every event that is happening is meant to be that way. So the more you accept that and more you let go and forgive is when there is going to be peace. And there is a possibility of something positive coming out of it. Because just think about it. That person did what he or she had to do. You are not able to change the past. You are just living in that kind of negativity and you are expecting to have robust health. What happens when you are having such intense negative emotions? Your body, blood chemistry completely goes for a toss.
Interesting.
Yeah. So when you understand these spiritual laws, then it becomes easy for you to forgive. How does it become easy? Of course, you have to meditate. Of course, you have to do so many other things. But at least at the base of all of this, you know that this is a karmic exchange playing out. And it's great that it is playing out because of that action or that interaction, your karmic baggage is reducing, right? So once you think about it that way, I'm not saying you invite more, difficult times and troubled times with more and more interaction with that person. I mean, it depends on what relationship that is. But at least you can forgive. You do not need to hold anything deep within, right? So those aspects play a big role in maintaining those stress levels on a bigger scale. So those 3 universal laws I have implemented in myself. I was a completely different person. I mean, I was not a bad person, but I was definitely not an evolved person like I am today. And my life has transformed. Just deep thinking about those laws. They are very simple. You may think that what is such a big thing about this? But the more deeply you think about it and the more you implement it in your life, you will understand the benefits of those things. And the other physical things you can do for letting go of your stress, whenever you're stressed, what I do is I just go for a walk and run. That physical activity really goes a long way in elevating your moods completely. And it happens instantly. You don't even have to wait for a few hours. You can instantly feel the difference.
True.
And deep breathing, deep breathing pranayama that you can do, again shifts it immediately. You just observe your breath. You don't even have to follow a technique. You're just observing your breath. You're focusing on your breath and you're sitting quietly. That changes it completely. And of course, gratitude, journaling, those kind of things also make you realize that you already have so many things that you should be grateful for. So then there is no reason for you to be stressed out about things that may or may not happen, right? So
I would like to share something here. You touched upon very important topic about forgiveness. So forgiveness doesn't mean that you leave that person. That person, you are leaving that person for the bad thing or wrong thing the person did it for you. But remember here that if you are keeping that in your mind, if you are keeping that in your heart about that incident, about that person, he could not have done probably, and if you are keeping it for long, it has a lot of impact. As you said very rightly, it changes the biochemistry of your body.
yes,
Biochemistry, something is changing in your brain and which has an impact on your blood. And this impact if this remain for a longer period of time, this will form a disease.
absolutely.
And these all chronic disease, hypertension,
Diabetes,
cancer, they are the outcome of all those things. And this is being studied in a lot of case studies. And there is a recent case study, the evolved case study for the treatment of cancer. It says that doctor whenever they are treating a patient, those who are in the 4th stage of cancer, वो बोलते हैं कि अभी आप किसी के बारे में गलत मत सोचना. Don't think anything wrong about anyone, है ना, आपको बिल्कुल because they know that this is all the outcome of all those things. ये छोटी छोटी बातें बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होती हैं लाइफ में. आई शुड थैंक यू फॉर शेयरिंग दिस थिंग एंड ब्रिंगिंग दिस इन फ्रंट ऑफ आवर ऑडियंस कि ये छोटे छोटे आपके ऑफिस के जो डिस्प्यूट्स हैं, किसी ने आपको अप्रिशिएट नहीं किया व्हेन जब अप्रिशिएट करना था, आपके दिल में वो बात रह गई एंड यू आर एक्चुअली बर्निंग बिकॉज ऑफ दैट. आपको दिस इज़ अ टाइम फॉर द मे जून मंथ फॉर द इंक्रीमेंट्स एंड ऑल दोज थिंग्स, यू आर लुकिंग फॉर द सम अप्रिशिएशन, सम प्रमोशंस. नहीं हुआ यार, अब उसके बारे में हाउ लॉन्ग यू विल कीप ऑन बर्निंग फॉर दैट. Leave it and go ahead in the life.
What is destined to come to you will eventually come to you. Nobody can take that away. When you have faith in that piece of knowledge, you will be, stress-free because nobody can snatch that away from you.
Yeah.
So you were just mentioning about the cancer treatments, right? So there has been a lot of scientific study based on this, where fourth stage cancer patients were in a huge room, and the medical professionals spoke to them, the doctors and the counselors and other people spoke to them, and they said, you are in your final stage, but we can help you reverse your cancer. If you are able, of course, in addition to food and lifestyle changes and, diet and exercise and those things, if you are able to, cancer is a result of deep resentment towards a person, event, or incident in your life. When you are nurturing, harboring deep feelings of resentment, is when it develops into cancer. And that's the scientific study has been done on this. And so they said, we are going to help you with the practical tools to be able to erase that resentment, help you make peace with it, if you're able to forgive those events, incidents, people, or whatever the case may be. And we will guide you, we'll handhold you, we'll be there throughout the journey. We just want you to be able to do this for us. Forgive incidents and events and people. And there was one section of that group that reacted in a shocked way. They were like, how on earth can you expect us to forgive these people? Do you know the damage they have done? They have ruined our lives. They have caused so much pain to us. Are you even serious about asking for such a thing? We will never be able to forgive these people. Please don't ask. Even though they were told that you are going to be completely healed of cancer.
My God.
And so their levels of resentment and anger were such that they were not willing to change. And that in the same room, another section of the population of the fourth stage cancer patients, are you sure this is all you're asking us to do? Just forgive and we'll be completely, we'll be able to reverse cancer. Of course, and you are there to help us, we will do it. And the outcome, as you would expect, the first group did not survive. They, most of the people in that group passed away. Whereas the other people with good food and lifestyle changes and a lot of meditation and forgiveness and gratitude journaling and all of those practices, with a more positive frame of mind, they were able to overcome a deadly disease like cancer as well. So forgiveness is so crucial. It doesn't help anybody when you're harboring, feelings of, resentment and anger towards anybody. And you can probably maintain distance with the people. So forgiveness is one thing. And inviting more engagement and interaction with people, where you are going to expect a lot of trouble is a different matter altogether. I'm just talking about forgiveness. Whether you choose to engage with them or not, whether you choose to have those people in your life or not, at least internally forgive them. That's all that is required. It doesn't mean that you invite troublemakers in your life again. So understand they had a role to play in your karmic journey and they have fulfilled that role. You move on and let them move on. You are going to benefit. And of course, they will experience the positive vibrations from you. So it's very, very powerful, and each one of them should think deeply about it and experience it for themselves.
So my couple of last two questions. So one is how spirituality is helping in terms of physical and mental well-being.
So as I mentioned, these are the spiritual laws. Through the application of these spiritual laws, you are going to be in a state of mind which is very positive. You are more accepting of things around you. You are less fearful.
True.
You are, basically your stress levels are going down. When you are accepting, when you are forgiving, when you are able to love people with a sense of detachment, automatically peace prevails. And when that peace you are experiencing on a day-to-day basis very intensely, it, gets transformed into better health for you automatically. And without the spiritual base, it is very, very difficult. Because you could be eating, as I mentioned, the most expensive foods, the tastiest of foods. You could be living in really big bungalows. But when there is no peace of mind because there is no emotional healing that has happened, you have a problem with everything and everybody. Physical health is very difficult to come by.
True. I think the area of your interventions helps irrespective of any religious practices.
Absolutely.
Now the kind of practices and the kind of atrocity world is going through, we know this war which is between America and Iran and Israel, and these things are going on. How these practices are really important for universal well-being and to take the world towards the peace. If you can share some of your thoughts, will be very, very helpful for all our viewers.
So, as you rightly said, there's a lot of negativity happening in the world today. So, of course, we cannot control any of those things. We are just individuals.
Yeah.
So, if we lead, if we are the best version of ourselves, we are positive. We are not we're not panicking about anything that is happening. We are confident, right? And we are being the best version of ourselves. That is going to rub off to another person next to me. And so we are going to be able to create that ripple effect of positivity, which will be able to help us tackle the negativity coming from the other end. So my 2 cents about that is be the best version of yourself. And in that way, and you may think that how can I contribute to world peace? You can contribute by being the best version of yourself, being the most positive version of yourself.
Yeah.
As we have discussed, your positivity is going to be rubbed off to another individual, and that person being happy is going to rub it off to another person. So have faith, no matter what is happening around you. You practice meditation, you do the right things. You experience positivity in your relationships at home, which is going to keep you peaceful. And once you experience robust health, it's going to be a different experience of life altogether. One other thing that I want to talk about physical health. Physical health is everything, right? We often undermine the importance of health in our lives. We pay so much attention to earning a lot of money. We are so stressed about money and accumulation of wealth and being liked by everybody. We just go to any extent to belong somewhere where we don't belong. And we don't pay any attention to what we are eating, how we are eating. So please remove all the processed foods, packaged foods from your diet as much as possible. Eat freshly cooked home foods, raw fruits and vegetables, nuts and seeds, millets, and all of those things. And going plant-based, you are going to experience the level of lightness that you would have never experienced before. So try for some time, and then you will experience the benefits, and you will not want to trade that feeling for anything in the world. So as far as physical health is concerned, of course, there'll be more information in my groups discussed about how you can reverse any disease, whether it is diabetes, PCOS, thyroid. These are things that can easily be reversed with just the right food and lifestyle practices and the right mindset as well.
Happy to see that chartered accountant talking about the medicine and the health. Interestingly,
Absolutely.
This is something very good to learn about the follow your passion.
Yes.
So if you follow your passion, things will become for the community and for the universe to help them. Yeah.
That is a very important point, by the way. So you asked me what are some things you can do to take care of your stress levels. If you found your passion and your calling, and it is in alignment with your skills, and you're doing something for the benefit of the world, there can be no better happiness in the world. You cannot experience, you really have to experience that kind of happiness. You will be so happy that you are going to definitely contribute to making the world a beautiful place. That level of happiness is going to bring your stress levels down, because everybody wants to contribute. A lot of us are in jobs that we are doing just because they are bringing money to the table. We don't even know what our interests are, what our passions are. At least our generation, we never paid attention to what our interests are. At least the next generation is getting that chance. And as parents, I would highly encourage each one of you to really look into what your child is interested in. Please don't impose your ambitions and your aspirations on them. Allow them to bloom. Give them a lot of opportunities to experience different things and for them to figure out what is it that they are interested in. Because remember, they may do something because you are asking them to do today, but that's not going to bring them lasting happiness tomorrow. And you see people around you, they are not happy with what they're doing. They are doing it because they were told by their parents that this career is going to yield a lot of money and you are going to be very successful and happy. But you may not experience true happiness doing what you were doing. My friends are there in the US who pursued a lot of things that their parents wanted them to pursue. They have done PhDs in some of the top universities in the US. And they come back here to India after fulfilling all their parents' aspirations. They have made some money as well. And they come back here and they say, I want to be a farmer. So, if you are lucky, you are able to make that transformation, but definitely don't impose it on your children. Let them be happy. That level of happiness when they are experiencing. And a lot of people say, oh, this profession doesn't yield a lot of money. You can't make a lot of money. How are they going to be happy? I tell them, when you are following your passion, and that's also your skill, money will come chasing to you. You don't have to chase money. And at the same time, they're going to be so happy because they're doing their dharma. That's their dharmic purpose, right? So when you are engaged in that, it's going to be a beautiful affair for everybody. So please have faith in your children and just allow them to bloom as beautiful beings they are.
Interesting. Very nice. So are you ready for the rapid fire questions?
Oh yeah, I'm excited.
I think a lot of, the wisdom which you shared, from your own practices will definitely going to help our audience and the viewers. So guys, please follow Archana ji for whatever you wish to, take help from many of the problems of the life for health, mental health, and your physical health, your emotional health, and your relationship. These practices definitely going to be helpful to you, and be a part of the group. Yes. When you are a part of a group, when you see that the problem you are going through, you are not alone, somebody else is also going through, you will be able to have that empathy and sympathy for others, and you will get a lot of solutions over there. And these solutions come from the different perspective. Now the perspectives are very, very important. I always used to tell you there is a psychological phenomena which says that the time whenever you are in the problem, you go through a vision that is called the tunnel vision.
Yes.
You won't be able to see the outside world because you are absolutely into that mindset, and that's the time where you need someone else to come and help you and coach you and guide you. That gives you the different perspective, probably helpful to you come out from that problem and see the bigger view. So this is something which
the community is amazing. Yes. The feeling of community is amazing. You don't even have to go through the experience. You can learn so much from your community members sharing.
True.
And of course, it's going to be a very friendly atmosphere where you'll not be judged. You can ask what bothers you and you can get responses to those.
Yeah, so that cohort is absolutely be helpful to someone who is suffering. So ready for the fire question?
Yes, I am.
Fire round. So are you a morning person or a night person?
Oh, definitely a morning person. I love to wake up early and I love to go to bed on time.
Very
nice. A lot of times my daughter has a problem with that. She's like, Mom, why don't you watch a late night movie? And I'm like, I can't do that. Even if I want to, I can't do that. So definitely a morning person.
Interesting. One health habit you swear by?
Wake up early in the morning, 5 a.m. and go and take a shower immediately. The world of difference it makes to your productivity is incredible. You will not even be able to believe it. A lot of times we think we are attending to more important things, and like taking a shower, particularly when you're working from home, is one of the last things you want to do. But wake up, take a shower, you are going to feel so energetic. That energy is unbelievable. You'll be able to get more things done faster. And you're going to feel refreshed, and you'll have clarity of thought and so many things. So experience it for yourself. As soon as you wake up, just make sure that you take a shower and you'll feel amazing.
Interesting. Your absolute comfort food?
Millet khichdi with a lot of vegetables that my husband makes that I love, and with rasam made by me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Interesting. One thing you do when you are stressed?
Go for a walk and a run, and I focus on my breath.
Interesting. So what does true health mean to you in the one sentence?
So health means different things for different people, but for me personally, when there are no aches and pains in your body, when you are not even able to feel your body, you're that light with your body, you are able to get good restful sleep, deep sleep, where you are able to empty your bowels without any churnas and other things. When you are, feeling light and happy and peaceful, when you're able to achieve a lot of things, when you're not dependent on medications, that is true health for me.
Favorite way to move your body?
I love to walk and run.
Interesting. One
Although my daughter would have wished for me to be able to dance. She says, why don't you dance with me, since she's a dancer? And I'm like, for the life of me, I cannot dance. So my movement is just walk and run.
Interesting. So one self-care ritual you do usually?
So one self-care ritual that I don't usually like to avoid is my chanting and meditations. They are very, very sacred to me. And unless I really, really don't have time and something very important has come up because of which I can't do it, I don't leave that.
Would you like to share that chanting mantra for the
So
people?
it can be anything, whatever is, whichever God is closest to you. I love to do the Hanuman Chalisa 7 times a day. And I'm a Sri Vidya Sadhak, so I do Sri Vidya meditation and Lalita Trishati. I read, I chant that. And of course, I meditate. But what I have noticed is Hanuman Chalisa is so powerful. If you don't have the time, start with chanting it at least once per day. It is so magical, and you can't even explain this. The changes that keep happening in your life, once you start chanting, it is so powerful. It is for you to experience it. Now I am at the state where I chant 7 times a day. I wake up 3:34 in the morning, and for most people it's like a task. For me, my day is not complete when I'm not doing that. So I'm so addicted to it. Like, I really look forward to those aspects of my life that everybody should experience. And you can start small. You don't really have to spend a lot of time. But if not Hanuman Chalisa, anything else that is very close to you, of your favorite mantra, just chant it, and you see the magic that happens in your life and in your overall levels of peace before you begin your day.
Why is this happening?
Why is what happening?
So you talked about Hanuman Chalisa. So my day begins with Hanuman Chalisa, and I believe this is what my realization. I'm sharing it for the first time on the social media. So whenever my day begins with Hanuman Chalisa, each and every line in Hanuman Chalisa that fills you with lots of energy. And there is something in our body called Granth. Granth is normally called as a glands in English. Hanuman Chalisa has a power to change and change the bundles of glands in your body, to synergize everything. So whenever you are down, read Hanuman Chalisa, chant Hanuman Chalisa. Whenever you are depressed, chant Hanuman Chalisa. Whenever you are in the anxiety, chant Hanuman Chalisa. Whenever you have some disease, think about the disease and that organ, close your eyes and just think about Hanuman Chalisa, chant Hanuman Chalisa. It changes everything. So I am a firm believer. That is why I said that why is this happening? Something which is very, very deep core into my heart. So I don't know from how many years I have been doing this, but I have seen a lot of magics. And this is something I have been sharing with the people, and they also started doing, and they also saw a lot of changes.
Yes, and if you do it in a group, nothing like it. It's the power of it magnifies to that extent. So definitely try with one, and as much as possible, if you're not a Hindi speaker, get those Hanuman Chalisa books that have the meanings written at the bottom of each verse. The more you understand the meaning, and the more you say it with emotion, you chant it with emotion, the faith develops. And once the faith develops, everything changes magically for you. So it may sound a little absurd for a lot of people who don't believe in these things, but it is really magical. Yeah.
Someone believe or don't believe, but things are happening.
Yes.
Things are changing.
Yeah.
So one way of living a life or just keep on suffering, keep on ignoring the facts and the experiences of the people. Another way, experiences. Just do it.
Yes.
The moment you just do it, you will feel it.
Yes.
And that's the only way to understand this.
Yeah.
Next question is 3 things people can start doing today for their physical health.
There are a lot of things, but if I were to name just 3 things, the first being change your breakfast meal to whatever meal you are eating so far to a mono fruit meal. So when I say mono fruit, just choose any fruit that is seasonal and local, and enjoy it as a cut fruit, or enjoy it in the form of a smoothie with some coconut, fresh coconuts. Absolutely delicious. Now, I mean, it's a crime to not eat mangoes. We're in the mango season right now. You get amazing mangoes wherever you are. So just enjoy, to your heart's content. There are no restrictions in terms of how many mangoes you can eat, or it causes sugar spikes and those kind of things. You don't really have to worry about those things. Enjoy it with some coconut or some soaked nuts and seeds, and enjoy it to the fullest. The level of lightness you are going to feel when you have a mono fruit breakfast is something for you to experience. I cannot describe it. It is magical. Unless it has been so many years since I've been doing this, unless it is absolutely necessary, we are going to a place where somebody really, really, really wants me to try something different for breakfast, I don't have anything other than a fruit breakfast. So that's very powerful. You are going to lose weight, you are going to feel light, you are going to be more alert, there's going to be clarity, and you are going to be able to flush out all the toxins in your body with much more ease when you're eating a mono breakfast meal. The second being walk and run as much as possible. If you're not able to run, just walk for a certain stretch, and then half the stretch at least try to jog or run, and then again take to walking. So that's how you're going to be able to increase your ability to run. But if you're not able to run, that's fine, but definitely walk. Walking is unbelievable. It really cleans your blood. It detoxifies your blood, and it is said that you need like 75 minutes of walk in one day and at one stretch to be able to move your entire blood, go through the processes of cleansing. So definitely walk. The third thing would be sunbathing. A lot of us don't even understand the value of sun just because it's freely available. Sun has such magical powers that our ancestors always knew. They were working in the fields, they were outside, and they naturally got it. Today we are all so, we are always in a covered environment. We are in a room, we are in a car, we don't even want to take that sun. But sun has the ability to not only give you vitamin D, but it helps you digest your foods better. It helps you flush out the accumulated toxins in your body so much better. If there is an infection or anything, it just heals it so much faster. So it is like a magic dosage that is, just because it is available freely, please don't ignore it. So make full use of it, and just go early in the mornings if you don't want to avoid the harsh sun. Early in the morning or just before sunset is excellent.
Interesting. A quote of mantra you live by?
There's so many, because I've always been fond of collecting these quotations from the time I have been a child. But the one that has impacted me the most is, let food be thy medicine, and let thy medicine be your food. It is very simple but very, very profound. So your food should be your medicine. You shouldn't have to take medicines in the medical tablets and the syrups that we are consuming. Your food should be your medicine, and your medicine should be your food. So a lot of times we are in such a hurry. We don't want to spend a lot of time in the kitchen, right? We want to just come out of the kitchen as soon as possible. But your kitchen is your pharmacy, where you spend a lot of time in your kitchen. You don't really have to spend a lot of time the way I'm asking people to lead their lives, because you're mostly eating raw. But whatever time that you're spending, all the ingredients in your kitchen are going to help you reverse all your physical conditions, and emotional and mental as well, because your food impacts the way you're feeling, your emotions as well. So spend some time in the kitchen. Don't be in a hurry. Don't depend on Swiggy and Zomato to get those foods, because those are the leading causes of lifestyle diseases in today's day and age. Please enjoy going into your kitchen. It's a very therapeutic experience. You know exactly what is going in your food, right? Unlike the outside food, they are in it for business. They are going to use the most inexpensive ingredients, not focused on quality. And they are not going to give you the freshest of foods. Whereas you make your own food, you know exactly what has gone in it, when you have prepared it, and you are going to be able to enjoy it with so much happiness. So, yeah, definitely.
Thank you so much, Archana ji, for being on our Let's Talk show.
It has been my pleasure.
Yeah, I would request each one of you guys, please go through the page of Archana ji, and we are sharing all the links. Become a part of the community, become a part of the cohort, and change everything. So one way of living the life with the group of people, those are aiming for the common cause, and live your life with a lot of happiness. Wish you all the best. Thank you so much. Please subscribe to this channel and share this video with all your friends, colleagues, and your family members. Wish you all the best. Have a healthy and happy life.
Happy eating and happy new life to you guys. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you.